Good evening, everyone. How are we keeping? Election day, the presidential election. Obviously, it's today. There's another few hours still to go. So if you haven't voted, I would suggest voting. Well, go in there anyway. I don't know about voting for the two candidates, but uh, maybe consider spoiling your vote, I suppose, in a way too. But um, yeah, so it's only a few more hours to go. Polling stations close at isn't it 10? Yes, 10. So if you haven't voted already, I would consider spoiling your vote instead of voting for any of the two of them. Uh, um, but it's up to whoever. It's up to you. But yeah, there's a lot of talk. Hello, Fiona. Sorry again about your because I wanted to put it up, but I had to double check to make sure that it was okay to put up on YouTube. Like because technically is a it's a vote. But in looking at YouTube's guidelines, you're not really supposed to encourage people to, you know, I suppose, disrupt democracy, the way they phrase it, if that makes any sense. So it's just a word of caution. When the election's over, I can put it up. It's just I can't really I don't think I can put it up now because there was somebody in the UK in the last general election shared a photo on YouTube off the ballot and they ended up getting kicked off YouTube, if that makes any sense. But I can, as soon as the election's over, all the votes are counted, I can put it up. But it's just the fact of the matter. YouTube could take it as supporting democracy. If that makes any sense, even though they might not. But it says it really there in the YouTube guidelines because I looked up just to make sure it was okay with doing it. And the fellow in the UK did it, and he lost his YouTube channel over it. Like he showed his photo, but he put a big he'd done a Hitler mustache of like the Labour Party. Oh no, there wasn't. I didn't realize it too. I had to just look into it. Just to make sure I was doing it right. Because technically, too, the way people are sharing photos online of the ballots, etc. Technically, not really allowed to do that. You can be fined for that, I suppose, too. But there's far too many people doing it, so I'd love to see them try because there's just far too many. But hello, Sean. Sorry, I was too busy yapping. Sorry. Good evening. I hope we're well. But fair play to you anyway if you want to go out to vote. And spoiling your vote, of course, too. Because I think everybody who spoke the vote made the right decision. Usually I wouldn't say that, but in this case, I do think people have made the right decision. Because I don't know if you're on Twitter, we'll show in a second. Quite literally, every post is literally people spoiling the vote, even though technically they are breaking the laws. Yeah, like technically you can be fined for doing it, but you know yourself. Like I'll show you now in a second. Just wait a few minutes and I'll show you. Like on Twitter at the moment, there's literally about 2,000 or 3,000 people doing it. So you're good luck in trying to fine everybody, But you know what I'm saying. But it's not the fact of the matter they would fine you. It's more YouTube I'm worried about, if that makes any sense. Because YouTube be like, this is supporting democracy or encouraging people to support democracy. If that makes any sense, because it's an official ballot, I suppose. And as soon as the election's over, I can put it up. Yeah, I can put it back. I have it already. I still have it on my email. So. It's not really that we're afraid of like they wouldn't really come after you for probably doing because they would have too many people to go after, and they're too busy worried about what's happening in City West to be doing the girls to do anything with that. But yes. But yeah, so it's a pretty low turnout everywhere. Gone up. But yeah, so it's pretty low turnout across the country. Obviously, I voted this morning, first thing, quite literally. If that makes any sense. So I was quite literally the first person probably in Cavan to vote. And not even the vote to spoil my vote, but technically a spoiled vote is a vote. It's just not valid. Like it is counted. At the end of the day, it is counted. When the election's all said and done, in each constituency, to be like this 20 votes spoiled or there's 100 votes spoiled. But definitely in a lot of parts of the country, in some areas it's over 1,000 in some polling stations. Like it's absolutely mad. In some areas of Dublin and stuff, how many spoiled votes because the whole boxes must be just spoiled. Like nobody else has seemed to have gone out. They count them, yeah, they do count them. It doesn't add up to the valid votes, but they do count them. And then obviously, if you put them all together, at the moment in time, looking at Twitter and looking at social media, there's easily 20,000. Like just to say to you, there's easily 20,000, if not 40 or going on 50,000 spoiled votes. because it's just a flood. Like nobody's voting for Calvin Connolly. Like I barely seen anything at all. My timeline on Twitter, I can't see anything else but spied votes and pictures of spied votes and people saying they're going to spy the vote. It's just insane. Like I've seen maybe 3 or 4 people saying they'll vote for Calvin Connolly, and that's about it. So it's insane. I think a lot of people are sick of it, and then the rest, the people who didn't spy the votes, a lot of people just not bother to vote because it's a very bad turnout in a lot of parts of the country.
Water wipes, pure, clean, healthy skin.
But we see what happens. Yeah, I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. You see it probably tomorrow because it'll be all over everything tomorrow. The media are trying their best to not to talk about the elephant in the room. But I'll just show you now. Just give me a second to get this organized. For a second. It'll take a second, so give me a second. Give me a moment. I probably just need to move this, so just give me a second. Just have to move this, yo. How do I move this? Sorry, give me a moment. Just moving some stuff around here. See screenshots and stuff, and fucking. I take far too many screenshots of different things, like to put up in the community post and stuff, but then I never put them up. So it's always just turns into a joke. What the fuck am I trying to do here? Just give me a moment, sorry. No, this is the wrong thing, sorry. So yeah, just sorry about that, because I take screenshots of different things, or captures, I suppose. Just to like to put up in the community post to talk shit sometimes. So this is Twitter at the moment. So as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but this is the trending list pretty much for Ireland. And as you can see, not going well, because majority of people, 12,000 people have posted about spreading the vote, and then Stevenson too is Reid Stevenson, of course. But we click on the spoiler vote just to see what comes up, because it's absolutely mad. Like I don't know if you see, like just go on. If anybody's on Twitter, just go on to this for a second, because there's people literally doing this. Like this is it's up in theirs. There's people literally writing essays. I've seen people draw houses. Like I think this one is the best one. Like in fairness, like somebody actually went and drawed faces and everything. I don't know if you can see this, but this is insane what some people have done. Like some people have just done basic stuff. Some people drew handbags and stuff. Like it's mad. Like literally, it just keeps going. It just keeps going and going and going. People drew. Writing. Mainly, a lot of the ballots too said she was only 10. I think that's what you said in your ballot too, Fiona. I could be wrong, but pretty much it's just constantly. This is what I did. So this is Ashley Murphy's boyfriend, if you remember. This is who he. That's Ryan Casey, and he done what I did. So I done this. I didn't do anything fancy. I just put a big X from here to here and then here to here, just based the whole page. That's what I did. I could have drew pictures. I could have talked shit. I could have put, as you said, I could have put Santa Mowan, but let's be fair, I think it would now be down something fierce. But yeah, so never did this before. A lot of people never spied the vote. It's the first time I ever spied my vote too. But you can see it just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. People actually cut out pictures of Will Stevenson to put on the ballot, like stuck on the ballot. People literally got Irish flags and put on the ballot too. Like it's absolutely mad what some people are doing. And that's not even, there's some other ones that are absolutely crazy. Like people literally drew houses and done, like people actually done designs and stuff. Like you see here, just constant, just people writing it. It's insane. I don't think that like the whole media are trying to ignore it, but yeah, I don't know. Can you ignore it? And a lot of people are very angry. Like reading through these letters, what they're putting on this, a lot of people are very, very angry. Fuck your presidency. That's what I say, but the whole presidency, fuck it, because that's quite literally what it should be said. Uh, all of this, full, etc., on for the Irish. It just keeps going. Feck off with you, you know. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. It just doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going. Like it just goes and goes and goes. Like I could go here for the next hour. Like it's literally in the 20,000s. I would really say at this point, because there's just simply far too many valid spoiled. Like the whole Twitter is just spoiled votes. Just as all spoiled votes. Like quite literally, there's nothing else I've seen. I've seen about maybe 3 people vote for Catherine Connolly, saying they were voting for Catherine Connolly. See the Irish flag and stuff here. Like people are thinking, and then a lot of people did Maria Stevenson. Just click on this for a second. Like a lot of people did this, like they put Maria Stevenson at the bottom. They didn't do anything else, but a lot of people did that too. But it's absolutely mad. And then people done X's. That's what I did. Put an X. I was going to write Maria Stevenson, but it wouldn't make much difference. It just kept going and going and going and going. I probably should have took a photo, but as I say, I didn't really want to do that. Democracy, my choice, my art, etc. But yeah, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. It just goes. It just keeps going. It's like the referendums. It's just endless amounts of people voting against the government, and it serves them right. It was solve it. Is this going to show? So yeah. So we just look at it. Like as you can see, tweets are literally coming in as we're speaking. When I'm trying to show you about spoiled ballots and stuff, nobody's spoiled. You can see there's people still spoiling as we speak, from 4 minutes ago, etc. There's still people voting at the moment. So at the moment, the time that's in, there's 23% of the like amount of people have come out, which is very low, of course. But the majority of people seem to come out and spoil their vote. So there you go. And it just keeps going and going and going and going, like all this too. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. I've said that a lot, but it just quite literally keeps going. People have literally cut out photos to stick on the ballots. Like people have gotten very creative in this, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. It just keeps going. Like it just doesn't stop. Like I can't emphasize you how much it's just kept going. It's just like it's absolutely insane. Like the Hammonds, like it's beyond what anybody could have imagined. I think you get my point, but it just quite literally goes on and on and on, and it's just like quite literally the whole of Twitter, just to show you, like literally the whole of Twitter, the most trending topic in the country. It just keeps going and going and going. And it goes and it goes and I know. But yeah, it just kept going. So there we go. It's wonderful. Yeah, well, we see at the end of the day, a lot of people use pen. We see what happens. The government will probably say 5 people turned up to spoil the vote. That's probably what they're going to say. Like we all know it. That's probably what they're going to turn out now and say. There's only 5 people came along and spoiled the vote. But I don't think, because I think it's too big to ignore. The media have done their best. The media have not even said a word about it. I suppose we won't know until tomorrow night, but definitely by looking at this, it tells you a lot. 2 women in support of what? Oh, right. Mary Lou McDonald was apparently assaulted too. Dunnes Stores to close 3 grocery shops. What? Oh, right. I didn't know that. Yeah, so Mary Lou McDonald was, I don't know if people seen the video, it's gone viral. But some man was given out to Mary Lou McDonald along with her. People, I suppose, that were with her. Sinn Féin supporters, as you would call them. A lot of people are very angry, let's put that way. But apparently he assaulted somebody or pushed somebody. I don't know how true that is, but he was very angry in the video. The video's gone viral, but he was very, very angry in the video. So we wait and see what happens there, I suppose. No, like the video's quite literally, you see it in a few minutes. It'll be just quite literally have you. Like it's gone viral. I'm not sure what here, but because it is very vulgar language too. He did use very vulgar language, but it still doesn't give you the right, it's supposed to assault anybody first of all, regardless if you disagree with them or not. You know. So yeah, I just want to talk with Cavan Monaghan for a second. I have to look it up. No, I don't think she did. No, I don't think so. Not as far as I know. Try to think back. No, I don't think she did. No. Like she was basically on the street. I don't know what she was doing on the street, but she was there. Anyway, some part of Dublin. I don't know. I think it's in the city somewhere. I'm not sure. I only seen the video in passing there just before we're live. But the Gardaí are investigating. Apparently, he did assault some woman. Now we only seen a bit in the video, so I don't know what was the story. How it all came about, or what happened. You know exactly. But obviously, the 2 minutes, about 2 minutes, the video. He's very, very upset about many things, but I don't know. Yeah, so I had to look at the Cavan Monaghan results. Let me just get that. I'll give you the information what's happening in Cavan. So in Virginia, they want to hear something funny. I don't know if it's funny, but in Virginia, you know Virginia and County Cavan. Yeah, I'm sure the majority of people listening would know what I'm talking about. But basically, from 7 o'clock this morning, polling stations opened at 7 to 9 o'clock, right? In Virginia, Virginia has a big population, about 1,500 or so people in Virginia and the outskirts and all that. It's a big enough town, it's a big area. So in all of Virginia for 2 hours, from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, guess how many people voted? You would have a guess. Take a guess, people. Take a guess. In the town of 1,500 people, give or take. Guess how many people voted in them few hours? You're close. There was two people. So there's two booths. There was 1 and 2. And there was 1 in each for them 2 hours. And then the Ballygym stuff in the same period. You know, everybody knows what Ballygym stuff is too. There's only 42 people that voted, like in them 2 hours too. So it doesn't look well. If you tell you, so that just kind of shows. But that was early morning, so it might pick up a bit, but it wasn't a good start. If that makes any sense. Especially in Virginia was shocking. Like Virginia is a big area, like it's not a small area, and that was quite bad thing to say. I know it's very early in the morning, but still at the same time, it's shocking that only 2 people got out and voted in Virginia, the big population. You know, so I just want to look at the latest from Cavan Monaghan too. So polls are still open, just to say to people. If you haven't voted, please do vote. If you want to vote for Catherine Connor, it's up to you. But I would seriously recommend kicking the government in the hole. Now, you don't have to listen to me, of course. It's entirely up to you. But if you haven't voted, do please vote if you can. Because I don't want to be pressuring anybody to do anything. It's your say, it's your voice if you wish to vote, you know. Yeah, well, I never found really any evidence of that. Many other stuff, not really any evidence of it. But yeah, Heather Humphreys is doing well in Drum. Now, I just pause that for a second. So Drum and County Monaghan, pretty much the most Protestant community in the country, to be totally Drum and County Monaghan. This is where Heather Humphreys is from, Drum. She's from that area of County Monaghan. A very unionist area, like people that are very pro-British, I suppose, too, in a way. So I just want to briefly say, that I can't remember what I was going to say, but yeah. So you can see the results. Well, not the results, but how many people has voted. As in Clones and County Monaghan, only 37%. Belturbet, which is basically just out the road here, stands at 30. Which Belturbet is a big town too. There's about maybe 2,000-3,000 people in Belturbet. It's a big town, not a people, and it's probably only about maybe 600, 700, something like that, out of nearly 3,000 or so people. which is pretty bad too. Which you have to say, pretty bad, especially this day. This was only a few minutes ago, like 6 o'clock, pretty much. And St. Clair's, like this was the school I was talking about there in Ballygym stuff, and Ballygym stuff was a big area too. Parts of Monaghan and stuff, a lot of areas, particularly Head of Humphreys areas, a lot of people coming out. But yeah, Monaghan seems to be doing the best in the country. Everybody else not voting. Like nobody in Cavan is pretty much voting. Cavan Town is pretty bad. It's atrocious. Nobody's out in Cavan Town voting. Like nobody sure wants to vote in Cavan Town. It seems. To be totally honest, I wouldn't blame them. But that's what's happening in Cavan Monaghan. So we see what happened to them. Put it back on my music. Vote all. So we won't know obviously until tomorrow what's the story, but definitely by looking at Twitter and by looking at social media, it's absolutely insane the amount of supply of votes is going to be. Like it's going to be off the charts, to be totally honest. Like I'm just looking at more here, and it's just never stopped, and it's a good thing to say, but just never stopped. Like it's just too much to look at, if that makes any sense. Like there's still more coming in. I'm only after showing you there a few minutes ago, and it's just another ton. Like everybody's just mad, and I wouldn't blame them. Everybody has a right to be mad at this stage over what's happened in the country. Spoiled. Like at this stage, did anybody vote? At this stage, did anybody vote in this country at all for anybody? Like nobody must have voted the top for how to hopefully so for Catherine Connolly. Like at this stage, there'd be no election, you know. Yeah, like a lot of people drew pictures and stuff. Like very creative. I could have been a bit more creative, but you know, like a lot of people with a lot of stuff on it. People drew drawings and stuff. It was good examples anyone. Moscow. Miho Martin is trolling people. Hello, Greenface. How are we keeping? How are we doing? Are you happy with the elections? The election. I think the majority of the people, even when I went to work today, the majority of people just like it to be fucking finally over and they won't have to listen to loads of bollocks. Because people are just kind of sick of it. And just wanted to be fucking done with. And to be totally honest, I don't blame them. I kind of just wanted to be fucking done with and, you know, get on with my life. If that makes any sense. Because at the end of the day, regardless if the man in the moon became the president, he's not going to do much to help me in terms of, you know, making sure that, you know, I have money, etc., etc. That man on the moon. Oh yeah, that can. You voted for something. Like people just voted. Like seeing people spoil their votes and literally put their own name on it. You know, like the voting, like the voting for themselves. You know, how much you look at. I suppose every little helps. It's going to really upset the government because I don't know if we just showed it earlier on. Like everything on Twitter. I don't know if you're on Twitter, but literally you can't see anything else but spoiled votes, which is a good thing. But the government basically got a big kick up the hole, without a doubt. But there's actually one other thing, actually, when I was here. But basically, I just put a big X through the whole page. I didn't really wasn't creative. Vote all. So yeah, this happened in Tipperary, and I think it's pretty. This is pretty cool. In fairness, this is pretty Irish and pretty cool. You don't see this often around the world. But basically, the local polling station, the local school, there was something wrong with it. And they had to use somebody's house. Imagine this. Imagine you're going into voting, they have to use somebody's house in Tipperary. About 250 people in this area were registered to vote. And they were treated to a cup of tea and a slice of apple tart. Like, Jesus Christ, they're getting inspired here. But it's quite literally insane. I've never seen such a thing in my life. But it's quite literally insane. But yeah, very generous people for baking, cakes and buns and stuff for people. In fairness to them, so it's like a community gathering. They probably had live music and stuff there. But yeah, no, this is the first time I've ever seen such a thing like that. But it was pretty cool. I heard that loads of people enjoying themselves eating buns and stuff. Probably good for you to spoil the folks, but they got free buns and tea and stuff. Isn't it well? And we got nothing. I went to my polling station, I got nothing. But yeah, the life of Wiley is now it. True silly face. A lot of people did too. Like I've seen a lot. Like there's that many stuff here. There's that many spoiled votes. I don't know where to start. There's some of them really creative. Like some people literally spent probably 5 to 10 minutes drawing pictures and stuff. Like it's insane. I just put a big X through the whole article because I'm not that creative. Where was the one? There was really one that was really stand out. If I can remember. Like everybody was happy with this one. You probably have seen this one. But they spoil the votes, yeah. Like I did a photo of it. You're not really supposed to anyway. It is a fine. You can get a fine for it. But people doing it, they never get everybody. They would have to set up courts 24/7 if they did. But yes, this is the most, and I think everybody said this because you see the amount of likes it's got. Nick Darahati and Wade Stevenson. I could have won Wade Stevenson and Nick Darahati, but yeah, these people drew funny faces and like somebody actually went and coloured in, stuff and coloured in this and done all that and it's just it's something else. Like when you go through this, go to Twitter tonight if you get a chance, and just look. Like keep going down the list. Like people drew handbags and like the whole shebang. Like messages, loads of messages, like fucking essays in this fight. Like it's trending number 1 in the country despite the vote. Like it's insane. Yes. So yeah, there we go. Now I don't know what the government are going to say. The government are going to say maybe 10 people come out despite the votes, because it's not looking good. Essex police release migrant sex offender. Great stuff. They didn't mean to release him, but they released him. Very good. It just keeps going. Like I can't see anything. Like, quite literally on my Twitter timeline, I can't see anything else. Like it's absolutely mad. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. I think the best ballad should get a prize. To be totally honest, that's what we should do from now on. The best ballad gets a prize. It'd be very funny. The government start giving people prizes for doing drawings and stuff on spoiled votes. But so what do we take in general? What do we take? Do we think it's a good kick up the hole for the government? What do we take? Living on island, yeah, but he wasn't even supposed to be released. He wasn't even. He was released by mistake, so they say. That's time just after Whedon there. They released him by mistake. He wasn't even supposed to be out, but the police fucked up and let out the wrong person. I think. I don't know how you do that, but they did it. So, what do we take in general, everybody? What do we think about the election so far, and the voting process and stuff? Are we happy that it's nearly done? That we'll finally get some peace and quiet after all listening to gun beans like for the last 2 weeks in terms of the candidates talk. Insane stuff. If that makes any sense, but it's insane. I'm doing well for a person that's up at 4 o'clock this morning. Oh yeah, well a lot of people. I don't know if you've seen the spoiled votes and stuff. A lot of people have said that in their ballots. A lot of people have said about 10-year-old girl. She was only 10. That was the thing. A lot of people said on the ballot paper. But yeah, so what do we think in general? In general. watching YouTube and reading news reports. Yeah. Yeah, but definitely it's going to be huge amount. I said this earlier on. Like Twitter's literally full of it. There's probably 20,000 maybe spy ballots. And I guess that's probably what it is. But it's quite literally mad. It's mad. But it most likely will be Catherine Connolly. Like most likely, to be totally honest. Like it most likely will be Catherine Connolly, just to say. Because I don't think head office has much of a chance. But whoever does vote, because unfortunately it is people that voted like for the candidates didn't spoil the votes and so, which they're perfectly entitled to do so. But I don't know what are they getting in return, I suppose, with the vote. I don't really get it. But, because the role of the presidency, as I said before, I've been banging on about this since the beginning of the year. It's just basically a constitutional role. You basically sit down and do fuck all, like in the most nicest possible terms, and get 350,000 every year for it. Great stuff. The life of Wiley. The life of Wiley. And it just keeps going and going and going. Like, it's absolutely mad. Yeah, it's very depressing state of the country. I agree with you. That's the nail on the head, pretty much. But this is the thing. There was only two candidates. There wasn't anybody really. You didn't have a list of people to choose. So if that makes any sense, so you couldn't vote for anyone to backvote. And first of all, the presidency couldn't do anything about that. They have no say. It's the government that has to say in deportations and stuff. Well, pretty much the election. Like we all know, the reason how Maria Stevenson didn't get in and Nick Delahunty and all that, because the government blocked them. Like the local councillors were told in Cavan, the Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael councillors, not to vote for anyone apart from the own candidate. And that's what happened. They were told, if you vote for them, we'll kick you out of your position as a councillor. And they basically used intimidation and stuff to threaten the councillors, a lot of the councillors, their own TDs, saying, if you do this, we kick you out of the party, for example, we'll kick you out of your position. And that's what happened in a lot of cases in Cavan, for example. They were all too shitless. They were all too afraid of their shit. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael councillors, they wouldn't dare vote against their party and stuff. They were just too fucking shitless. And that's the problem. They were all too afraid to vote for any other candidate but their own candidate. And that's what happened. And the government literally blocked it. Like, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil make up the majority of the local councils. In Cavan, it's the majority. And they didn't even bother to even listen to them. They didn't even bother to even invite them in to talk for an hour to listen to them. They just said, fuck you, no, we don't want anything to do with anything. Which they shouldn't have done. They should at least said, come in and have a discussion about it. And we make up our minds then. But none of them even did. They didn't even give them that courtesy in Cavan. Because they were just too fucking lazy to get up with their asses and go in to listen to them. They were just too lazy to do that, the majority of the councils. And not even that, they were too afraid of Micheál Martin and Simon House coming down and giving them an eating out of it. And that's what happened. So it's not really democracy when you quite literally bully and intimidate people into you must do this or you must do that. That's not democracy. Like Maria Stevenson should have gotten the ballot. Like there's no doubt about it because you only needed 2 more votes to get onto the ballot. Like imagine none of them in Fianna Fáil, none of them in Sinn Féin or any of them. Like none of them had to go out today and vote for. Like none of them were made if she was on the ballot. Like say for example, for argument's sake, Willie O'Deed or Pierce Doherty said, "Oh, sure, I put my name down for Maria Stevenson, even though I'm not going to vote for, but I put her down anyway, and let the people decide." Because at the end of the day, same with Mike McDougall, he shouldn't have said, "Oh, she represents a different." It's his opinion; he's right to his opinion, but at the same time, too, it's not his decision who becomes president, who doesn't. It's up to the people to decide. But they all knew it; like they all pretty much knew it. If there was any other independent candidate like Maria Stevenson, Nick Delahunty, other people, I would have even voted for Garrett Sheldon. That would have wiped the floor with them. Like Heather Humphreys and Jim Gavin, they would have wiped the floor with them. Like Maria Stevenson would have wiped the floor with the whole lot of them. Like quite literally at the moment. Looking at everything I've seen on social media, they would have wiped the floor. Like she would have won by now, pretty much. They would have called the election and said, "Time to go home." Yeah, that's what it is, and I think that's the main thing. Just embarrass the government to cause annoyance for them, because they kind of do like the media at the moment. If you turn on RT, if you turn on Virgin Media, there's not a word at all about this. A massive thing on social media with people sharing their photos of them spoiling the votes. Not a word from the mainstream media, but tomorrow they have to kind of talk about it. Yeah, but it pretty much will go viral. If there's say 100,000 spoiled votes, it shows you that people are not very happy. Um, it will go viral because it will be probably the biggest in the state. Like looking at it, I'm not exaggerating, but looking at what I seen today and just a few minutes ago, like there's no doubt about it, it's the biggest spoil in the history of the state of any votes ever. There's no doubt about it. It'd be a miracle. Like the government generally have changed them overnight if that's not the case. Because it's absolutely madness. It's absolutely madness the amount of spoiled votes and stuff. But it just shows you a lot of people not happy. And simple as that. That's why we should abolish the presidency. Get rid of it. Put it in the bin. But yeah, it will go viral across the world. That like it is going viral at the moment. People are just posting it everywhere. Because there's literally so many people doing it. It's very noticeable. There's a lot of noise being made. If that makes any sense. Fuck the presidency. Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. That's pretty much nearly it for the moment. There's not really much else news. Like the amount of people going to the polling stations at the moment has increased a bit. See, a lot of people be getting off work. Like nobody would get up like I did this morning early to go to spy my phone. Nobody would do it. Not many people would do it. Like get up at the crack of dawn to go basically to spy their vote. Like not many people do it anyway, even if they were voting. Because the thing is that it make no difference who gets in, pretty much. To a lot of people, it make no difference. The two of them are as bad as each other. But it's been a long old fucking day, and that's all I can say. Is wait, yeah, exactly. We know more tomorrow. Probably by this time tomorrow, we know who'll be the next president. Because one of them are going to get it, regardless. If everybody in the country went out and spied, even if one person went out and voted, that still would be a victory for whoever. But there is some people that did vote for Catherine Connolly and vote for Heather Humphrey, so that's got to be. But there's going to be a lot of spied votes along with that. So it's going to take a long time to sort out that out. I say. Kildorkin. What's happening in Kildorkin? Don't say there's violence. And it's still going. Oh, probably, yeah. Just young bucks throwing fireworks around the place. I say that's probably what it is. Just young bucks firing fireworks everywhere. But the other thing I want to talk about, actually, just when I'm here, is to do with Elon Bork and the Bork family, pretty much. I'm sure people have seen the video last night and the other night. They basically have been saying vote for Heather Humphreys. And the whole argument they had of why people should vote for Heather Humphreys was that she was a partisan, pretty much. So the whole argument of voting for Heather Humphreys was that she was a partisan and they should vote for a partisan. Which I'm like, what? Because literally, I don't know if this Ela Buck suffer from Stockholm syndrome at the moment, or the mother or the father. Because at the moment in time, let's be fair, Heather Humphreys has been government when he was in prison for 500 days. Not to mention she agrees with abortion and agrees with the Gender Weakness Argument Act. So I don't know why they voted for Heather Humphreys, but the only argument they had was that she's a partisan and that she believes in God, which I still don't know. She's often said about God once or twice before the Heather Humphreys say about it, but I don't think she's that religious. It's only pretty much a figure of speech, I think, for Heather Humphreys. I don't think she cares too much about God and stuff. I don't think many of these politicians care much about God. Yeah, like I don't know what they were trying to achieve. I know what they were saying. Like I was thinking the same at the beginning of the year, but I wouldn't have voted for. Like as soon as I seen the carry on that was happening in the election, I was like, no, good luck to you. And I don't know why things spoiled before. I still take that, and I don't think I'm going to change that because I thought about it long and hard about picking my poison. I said about it before, but I couldn't vote for Catherine Connolly. That was the post I was thinking about at the very beginning. It was like maybe, but I couldn't do it because we repossessed Irish people out of their homes. And not to mention what she said about Ela Buck, etc. She can't answer the questions. She can't answer simple questions that's put to her. Then other stuff too. I don't agree with. Going to Syria, etc., etc. See, then getting the Irish tax bill to pay for it, etc. And so forth and so on and so forth. So there you are. But I don't get it. Like, they must suffer from Stockholm syndrome because there's no way. Like, if I was locked up for 500 days because I wouldn't call a girl a boy, a boy a girl. Sorry, that's the way it is. I wouldn't be voting for Heather Humphreys, somebody that was in government at the time. Like Heather Humphreys has never said anything about Ela Buck to say he should be released or this should be dropped or this or the other. So I don't get it, to be totally honest. She was on a bike too, Catherine Connolly. I seen that earlier on social media that she rode a bike to the polling station. And there was a bicycle shed now at that polling station. So that's what she did, rode her bike. She cycled her bike to the polling station. And then she waddled away. Waddle. Low turnouts. And it just goes on and on and on and on. What is this now? It's going to be a wet evening. It's raining like fuck now. So at the moment in time, just going by this now. It's estimated from 7 o'clock there, just about an hour ago, that out of the whole country, the national turnout is 34.1%, which is very bad. I thought it would be 40%. So pretty much, we're going on pretty much 8 o'clock now. Another 2 hours. Yeah, that'll be by 2 hours. Yeah, unless people literally come out in their droves, there's nothing really going to change. But yeah, so anybody who hasn't voted, please do vote if you can. But again, of course, it's up to you if you want to spoil your vote or want to vote for whoever. That's your own business. But I would recommend use it. it's your own business about who you vote for and stuff. I don't want to be telling people what to do, but
A new
you know.
beginning.
But yeah, so it's pretty bad. Like I think it's worse than 2018, which was the last presidential. It's every 7 years, so another 7 years. We have a long time to go. It's a long, long time before the next presidential election. So Cavan Monaghan is 36% turnout, which is not bad as well. So I don't know how much exactly people are registered in Cavan Monaghan, uh, which is the highest pretty much. No, actually, sorry, I tell a lie. It's Cork South Central. Not Micheál Martin's constituency, yeah. But Cavan is next, pretty much. Cavan is next in the queue. Everybody, but it's pretty much Monaghan that's driving like the numbers there. It's Monaghan. It's not so much Cavan. People in Cavan seem to be sick of it. Like there's not many people in other parts of Cavan voting. It's just dead in a lot of polling stations around Cavan. It seems to be only in Monaghan where Head of Humphreys is from. That area. That's what I'm gathering, anyway. Alexander Stop. Halloween. Would you believe this day next week is Halloween too? Are you looking forward? Everybody looking forward to Halloween next week? Halloween. Bum bum. Halloween next week. Oh, you're going to that? Oh, right. Have fun. Whereabouts? Actually, no, probably shouldn't ask whereabouts is. I heard about it. I don't know much about. I know what's going on, but I don't know where it is and stuff. But yeah, that should be fun. Oh, it's in Castlebar. All right. But yeah, that should be fun. You have a trip down the country, up the country. Excuse me. And it just goes on, 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 on. It just keeps going and going and going. There's just no end to it. Like there's no end to the amount of people spoiling these votes. At this point, there's nearly nobody left in the country that hasn't spoiled the vote. Vote officially spoiled people. What is a woman? That's what somebody wrote on that ballot. What is a woman? It's a good question. None of these people that are up for the election could answer you on that. What is a woman? Somebody done a smiley, like a frown face. It's not a game of cards. Somebody wrote. I'm just reading through some of this. Bring back democracy. We need to bring back democracy. Weird. Like some people putting some weird stuff on the ballots. Like somebody kind of wrote dribble, I suppose. That's the only way to really put it. Like there's letters that make no sense. So it's HT. That a K? That could be a K. I don't know if that's a K or a G or what is that. But pretty much it's nonsensical language, whatever this person put on the ballot. I think they just wrote any letter came to the mind. I think that's what happened there in that case. Which is insane. Imagine just going and putting any letter down. We're playing the alphabet. Why is this all gone? Oh, I've highlighted stuff. Shit. How do I get that off? Shit. Oh, that maybe no. Yeah. Hello, Irishman. How are you doing? Good evening. Hope all is well. Yeah, no bother. Yeah, well, not even download. Yeah, but actually, probably have to, unfortunately. But yeah, I would have, because especially at the moment in time, it's quite literally everywhere. Um, it's absolutely insane. It's probably the same on Facebook and other like Instagram. It probably is. I don't know much about. I've seen a few things on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook often, but when I was on it today, just briefly, I seen it because I had to reply to a message that was on Facebook, and only for that I wouldn't have been on. I was only on it for about 4 minutes, and I seen a few posts. Not that people I follow, but they just turned up. But it just keeps going and going and going. Like it's insane. Like it's just still going. Like as I'm talking here, there's more. Like the amount, like my mind is going blank looking at all of this because there's just far too much to take in. It's just absolutely an insane amount of spite votes. Like it's not just we're not talking about 10, 15. We're talking about fucking thousands and thousands. Like they just seem to be coming out of the fucking woodwork. Which is all the better. The government will be happy when it comes out of the woodwork. But just keeps going and going and going. I can never seen the like of it. Once you take the that's pretty much it done. Nobody else should be nobody else should be voting. How many more votes can people vote? You know. Hello, Alan. How are we doing? How are we keeping? Hope all's well. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. And hope you're looking forward to the weekend too. Of course, you have to remember too, it's a bank holiday weekend this week. So everybody's off work Monday. Lovely. Everybody's delighted. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. Just keeps going. Well, that's great to hear, Alan. Great to hear. So yeah, officially it's 2 hours left to vote. Just to say, no, actually, just a question. Actually, did anybody get asked for their voting card? Like not voting card, but ID, like a passport or driver's license, whatever. Did anybody get asked for any identification? I didn't get asked for any identification, but everybody fucking knew me. But I know people that were asked. I was talking to people that I knew today from work, and they were asked to show their ID, like their driver's license. It just pretty much depends on who the person is. By right, they probably should be asking. But obviously, if they know you, it's not much point asking for it when they know you. See, they're all kind of used to me in my polling station because I turn up quite literally the crack of dawn. I'm the first one in, pretty much. So, just check and see what that notification was there. Give me a second, sorry. I have my phone charging over here, so I just double check to see what that was. Just in case it was something important. And of course it's nothing important. My phone's charged now. But if it was something important, I wouldn't have went over. And then it's not something important, it's only an old notification from Twitch. Would you believe I do use Twitch now and again? Every once in the blue moon. But yeah, I think we'll just chill for a few moments. We'll probably go in a few minutes. I think we'll just chill for the moment. How does that sound? because it's been a long day for me, to be totally honest. It's 4 o'clock this morning, pretty much. Like usually, I get up at 5. No, not 5. Sometimes 5. Sometimes mainly half 5, 6 o'clock. That's usually when I get up for walk. So between them times. But I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. And to be totally honest, I'm very tired. But I'm not as bad as I was earlier on at around when I was finishing work at 3:30. I was more tired, would you believe? Now I'm kind of a bit more awake for some reason. Um, so I look forward to my bed tonight. I'm trying to say for a while anyway. I have to be up early in the morning to see what's the story with all this carry on with the spied votes, etc. Because we know straight away, pretty much, as soon as they open the ballot boxes, we're pretty much going to know instantaneously how many spied votes they're going to be, because I think that's the only thing they're going to get in the boxes. To be totally honest, at this stage, they'll be lucky to find any ballots at all, not like with people's names on it, like with Hannah Humphreys or Catherine Connolly's names on it. But yeah, the West has fallen. Lockdown tomorrow, yes. I'm going to lock down the country. What the hell am I doing now? Sorry. Clicking on things. No, I'm clicking on. Any more news from anywhere else? Oh yeah, the protest. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Never anything around here. It's always somewhere else. It's always either down the country or something. Yeah, there's a list. I've seen the list. I couldn't tell you where. I've just seen it in passing the other day. Never passed any box. I'm going to be totally honest. Do I have that list? There is a list. Yeah, I'll just try and see if I can find it. I think everything's just got buried. To be totally honest, like I seen it on Twitter there the other day. Yeah, it could be probably better because to be totally honest, I had it on Twitter the other day. But to be totally honest, that many spoiled votes and stuff on my timeline, I can't see now. Can't see shit. Excuse my language. Uh, like people just writing insane amount of stuff. What is this? Sorry. Like there's some of them here, like you literally have to decipher them. Like I think there's some secret meaning to some of these spoiled votes. Like there's generally some secret meaning to half of this. It was like some of them are just like riddles, pretty much. Like I've seen people literally write poems too on the ballots on Twitter. I'm just trying to read this. It's like a riddle. Like it actually quite literally is a riddle. This one, um, and what they're trying to say. I actually don't know what they're trying to say. Like the writing's so small in the ballot. Like they had a big essay on the bottom of the ballot. Um, Still couldn't tell you. We don't know what it's saying. Yeah, Jesus, this week it's this weekend. Oh God. So I'm just trying to read this other one. Like there's some of them like I don't know what they were trying to do. Like literally they're writing a riddle. Some people literally writing a riddle. Like some wrote poems and songs and it's insane. What is this about everybody in Donegal spoiling the vote? Just, like some of them are literally you need to kind of interpret it. Yeah, no bother. Thank you for stopping by. Um, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Let's put it that way. But with the whole lot. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a good weekend, and have a good bank holiday weekend. May I say that's the word. Have a good one. Appreciate it again for stopping by. It's supposed to be hard to know tomorrow. We'll try and be live. Just to say, we'll probably be live for a good day tomorrow. Say probably sometime during the day, probably 12 o'clock or so. We see. We won't know until late tomorrow evening anyway. It'll be just pretty much coming and saying, the first kind of what's kind of been said, I suppose. About 12, 1 o'clock or so, probably give or take, yeah. Because they're starting at 9 o'clock counting the ballots. Um, like I've seen the most maddest thing here now. Go. So hear me out for a second. There's this random girl I just seen on Twitter here, and she quite literally put a photo of herself on the ballot. Now it's a very explicit photo. I don't know why she decided to put a very explicit photo, but that's what she did. Why not? I suppose. I suppose that, let's put it this way: she probably has the right idea because they're not going to throw that photo away. That's that way. I'm not going to show you that because I'd be arrested for talking. But yeah, we're not talking worse than that. But that's literally what I've seen there a second ago. Like some people are just gone wild. um, Let me just see. Like I was talking about that video of Marilyn McDonald earlier on. Yeah. To be totally honest with people too, just for a second. This is just about something else in just in general for a second. Few votes. Apparently, everybody's got a few votes today. Like I've seen literally people vote for themselves. I've seen like literally one person voted for St. Patrick. So St. Patrick for the win. Like quite literally the photo for St. Patrick. Like that's what they put down. I'm not kidding you. Then I've seen people vote for Donald Trump. Like, why would you vote for Donald Trump first of all? Like, insane. So we should have always said we're going to vote for Santa Mountain. It would have been the best. It would have been the best course of action. Because it would be very weird if, say, 15,000 people voted for Santa Mountain. They'd be like, what the fuck? Um, yeah, but I know, but it would have been better if 7,000 people voted. Because you can kind of easily narrow it down. They wouldn't have to go far to find out who I am. They'll put two and two together. They figure out about the brown envelopes. We couldn't expose the brown envelopes that mysteriously turn up. They just mysteriously turn up here. I don't ask for them, but they just turn up. the money was just resting in my account before I moved it on, as they say. And I won. Actually, sorry, I won the money on the horses. I'm a good bet on the horses. So they say. Allegedly, of course, too. The Gaudi taking notes. They started no to the World Economic Forum, no to the UN agenda, no to protect and watch, no to who, no to the EU, no to this and no to that, no to the other. Right, no to everything. How about that? No everything. Just everything, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Just wait. No, 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 no. No, why is the nose? Like I'm just still looking at ballots. Like it's like if I showed you all this, you probably would get so confused because it's just that many. Like this simply absolutely insane amount. Of of spoiled votes. I think you should lose count of what I'm showing you. To be totally honest with yourself. And because some of it is a bit explicit too. It's not the probably thing you should probably be showing on YouTube. Especially that one of that woman, you probably shouldn't be showing. I get a picture on YouTube. Some poor person that's going to count that vote tomorrow is going to get a whole shock. But yeah, let's just put it that way. But the other thing I was going to talk about, not related to the election, I'll probably talk about it Sunday when the whole thing's said and done, the election. Or maybe tomorrow evening or something. I probably need people's help with it. But we'll see how we go. Is that okay? It's about something else, but we talk about it when the election's over. I probably should have mentioned it before the election. I have no head. I'm just stupid and forget all about it. But that's pretty much it for tonight, I think. There's nothing really else to say about anything about. So yeah, we see what happens tomorrow. But pretty much, it's going to be a good day for spoiling your vote. There's only another 2 hours left, so we won't know tonight anyway what's the story. But I would say to people, if you haven't voted, please do vote. Please do vote. Whatever way you want to vote, I suppose. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you have to consider spoiling your vote, but it's up to you at the end of the day. Yeah, tomorrow. Probably be 2 streams, I say. There'll probably be one in the day, like during the day, probably midday or so, 1 o'clock. And then probably one in the evening. We won't know at evening time what's the story, really, the full picture. We only know half the picture probably by midday tomorrow, what's the story. But we know roughly what's the course, what's happening. So pretty much we'll be live for probably 4 hours tomorrow, give or take, I say, give or take. Probably 2 hours in the morning or midday and 2 hours at night. All going well, of course, all going well. But yes. So that's the plan. There'll probably be a video tomorrow night, whatever the results are. But anyway, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. There's nothing really else to say. I can't think of anything else. But yeah, if you haven't voted, please do vote. If you know anybody in your household hasn't voted, if they want to vote, they should vote now because you won't find the time ticking on to 10 o'clock. But anyway, so to thank everyone for being here tonight. I know it's been a long day for a lot of people, but I appreciate you sticking with me for tonight. So we'll be back again tomorrow. You'll be sick of me tomorrow. But yeah, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.